Welcome, my Aries, to your December monthly zodiac sign reading. If you're back or returning, welcome back. It's great to see you. If you're new here, I'm Christine. I'm an intuitive spiritual coach, energy reader, energy healer, and I wear many other hats. It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you for taking time to stop by. Thank you all for your support, your kindness, your love, for booking readings with me, and for engaging and being part of this community, because I couldn't do it without you. We are going to get started, my Aries. We're going to take a look at what December is bringing for you, what you need to know, more importantly, what your soul wants you to know, what you need to let go of, and general advice. So grab a drink, get comfy, grab your notebook if you have like a spiritual notebook, and let's get started. What does the universe want my Aries to know for the month of December? What do they need to know? Thank you. Bottom of the deck, we have the Devil card, Capricorn energy. We have Ace of Coins, more Earth energy, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, Judgment, Sag. Let's continue. We got Knight of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Seven of Swords, Air energy, Virgo, Capricorn. Oh, excuse me. Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. Six of Wands, more fire. This is breaking away. For some of you, this is a relationship. For others, I feel like it has strongly to do with a limiting belief or a mindset or work. Immediately, I'm getting those three things. It could be several for some of you. Again, we got this at the bottom of the deck. I feel like some of you are completely revamping. And I feel like at the very root, it has to do with a mindset or a belief. Whether you feel like you're not good enough, you don't deserve it, that you can't get more in life, you can't reach for more, you can't accomplish more. Because I feel like you're challenging. I got a challenging energy here. And I feel like this was something, a huge ass spiritual lesson many of my Aries have learned. This has to do, bottom root, about self-worth. If we boil it all down, we're looking for a root cause, it boils down to self-worth and loving yourself. Some of you are leaving, I feel. Many of you already know this. This isn't anything new. You're leaving some type of work environment, relationship, and mindset this month. So let's talk about this. We have Knight of Wands, Seven of Swords, Six of Wands. Wow. There was something inconsistent in this energy, and take it as it resonates depending on which slice of the pie I mentioned, or if it pertains to all three. There was something here where this energy, because the Knight of Wands could indicate a come and go, a fleeting, hot and cold, inconsistent. I feel like you may have experienced that in your work environment or in a relationship, and your mindset. Self-sabotage too. And so briefly, I'm going to talk about work. I feel like what you signed up to or what you may have committed to, especially if you were promoted or you wanted more responsibility, you're like, whoa, this isn't what I signed up for. This was not part of the plan. It's as if the job description does not match what you're actually doing. Same thing that I'm feeling for folks that are part of an organization and maybe you've stepped up, because I'm getting promotion energy here, or at least taking on more responsibilities. So maybe going up the chain, becoming manager, that kind of thing. You may realize it wasn't cut out, or everything wasn't what it was cut out to be. You're like, this isn't matching what I thought it would be, what the expectations were, what I was told this was going to entail. There's some type of deception that I'm getting here. I don't think it was you deceiving yourself, but I think the lesson here, especially with Judgment at the bottom of the deck, was you discerning and realizing, whoa, before we get too deep and before I commit another long ass, who knows how many years, because the Devil energy, Capricornian energy, this is someone who will patiently keep chipping away, someone who will stay in something way past its expiration date. I feel like the spiritual lesson here, and I get a lot of you are coming to the realization, if not, you will be seeing this in December. You're seeing the red flags. You're seeing things pop up where you're like, this doesn't match. I don't feel good. There's something off. I know I deserve better. Like I mentioned, the work environment, relationships. There's deception here. I don't think I mentioned the Seven of Swords with the work environment, but it speaks to the same energy like it does in relationships. and with work environment, there's some type of deception, and it doesn't have to be all out where someone was made to trick someone tried to trick you. News alert. You may notice I'm having trouble speaking and communicating in some of my videos, and since we've entered Mercury's shadow period before it retrogrades on December 13, I have been feeling like I have to make extra effort to communicate my words. So my apologies in advance. With relationships and environments, I feel like what you thought or what you knew about the work environment for some work relationships and others relationships you're a part of, you're seeing something different. It's as if you decided to paint something. Let's just say you decided to paint a landscape and then you come back to it and it's a completely different landscape. It's not even a landscape. Maybe it's a portrait and you're like, whoa, where the hell did this come from? So I'm feeling like the cloud, the veil is being lifted where you are starting to see things for how they really are. And they didn't match your expectations, maybe your value system or what you thought of. I feel like you're also being highlighted and you're seeing red flags that you may have dismissed that you may not have previously seen consciously or subconsciously, or you simply weren't aware of them. There's an increased level of awareness coming in here. Huge, especially with the judgment card at the bottom of the deck here. I don't have enough fingers to hold them up. And now this is highlighting your worth. Do I stay or do I go? And my Aries, there could be a Capricorn involved. There could be someone, a power differential here. It could be a boss, an authority figure, someone in the workplace or someone who may have like an upper hand here. I don't know why I said that. I feel like you are starting to see the cracks. You're starting to see things for what they really are. And some of you, this has to do, again, it's really largely about relating, interpersonal relations in a workplace or with someone specific here. You're seeing the cracks, you're seeing the red flags, you're seeing the illusions, and you're feeling this illusion. You're like, whoa, I feel like this is, especially with the Six of Wands, because Six of Wands as well signifies success and victory and achievement. I feel like you're going to make a very smart strategic pivot. Some of you already know this and you have been almost working behind the scenes to exit. So if it's in the workplace, some of you are like, yes, I discovered this job was just toxic. It wasn't what I thought it would be. Maybe it's negative. Maybe the boss was not the boss you expected. Maybe the role, like I mentioned earlier, was not the role, did not involve the duties. Maybe you don't have any help and you're loaded. A lot of different scenarios are coming up. I feel like some of you are working behind the scenes. Okay, I know I need to pivot. Some of you are applying to other jobs because I feel like there's going to be success here. We have a big ace of coins here. And I feel like it's a spiritual blessing as it is a lesson. So you've learned this and the universe is helping you out. It's like, yes, you got it. You know, in arcade games, when you win something, whether it's like a video game that you move or like the whack-a-moles or that any of those arcade games, you're like, yes, I won. I feel like that's the energy the universe is saying, yes, you got this lesson. We're going to help you out. So I feel like for those of you that are aware of this, you're already making like contingency plans. Okay, let me update my resume. Let me get it out. Let me connect to my network, etc. behind the scenes. So folks at your work, for example, may think, yeah, she's in, or they may not even know you're leaving until you clinch that next opportunity. And I feel like an amazing opportunity is coming with the Ace of Coins or Pentacles. For those in relationships, I feel like you're going to leave and this person may not even suspect it. They may not even know or realize or have that level of awareness that you know and are aware of their BS. And this, again, for some, it could be romantic, for some platonic, like a friend turned sour, someone who was pretending to be your friend, but they were fake. They were one-upping you. They had other motives, in other words, and they weren't really trying to support you. You're going to find success, something positive. There's going to be a positive outcome for you all in Sagittarius. And it has largely, excuse me, I said Sagittarius season, but this is for December. So do know that we will be transitioning into Capricorn season about mid-month. And I feel like with this energy, it's, you know, it's a devastating reckoning, a realization to know, crap, this didn't work out. But I also feel like you are also going to celebrate, have your inner victory, your inner lap dance, where you just, celebrate yourself with streamers and you're just dancing because you finally learned something that you may have been repeating over and over. Like, think about in your life, my Aries, if you've experienced the same patterns, especially if those of you are watching with a Chiron in Aries, which is really highlighting relationships. I'll say two Libra risings if you're looking at this Aries video, because right now Chiron is transiting through the seventh house of Libra rising. So relationships are key. But wherever Aries is, whatever placement you are tapping into this video for, Sun, Moon, Rising, or any other, I feel like you have realized, whoa, another toxic fill in the blank relationship, work environment, boss. Oh, hell no. And that's going to be the key for you. When you denote and realize, I'm getting like chills here. I'm getting chills. Some of you instinctively know, and that's like a graduation lesson. It's like a Nintendo. You won a world and you're going to the next one. There's an excitement here. So as much as a perhaps maybe disappointment there may be, like this didn't work out, there's an excitement and you're being so supportive by the universe. And to go on to the next thing, whether it's a job or relationship, it'll open you up to higher level experiences. Your soul has evolved from this. This is someone who has confidently acknowledged, I did it and I'm moving on. This is triumphant energy. It's amazing. I'm hearing that quote, who's laughing now? When someone tries to one up you, or what's that word? They try to pull a fast one on you. In other words, they try to trick you, because we have that here with the Seven of Swords. Knight of Wands energy is not really a solid, stable energy too. It's someone who, they're not consistent, and it could be an environment as well. Basically, actions do not match words, and words do not match actions. There's no consistency there. And some of these people may feel like, oh, I'm at the upper hand. I have the upper hand. What they don't know is that you're going to come out of this successfully, because you, I feel, have gained the awareness, but you're not letting it be known to them. There's a saying about smoke. I forgot. I don't know the saying, but it generally infers about seeing things for how they really are. If any of you know that motto about smoking gun, please comment below. What else do my Aries need to know for this month, please? Thank you. I'm tapping into the Soul Oracle. And I know this isn't the name of this oracle. I kind of made up my names for many of the oracles. You got 3 cards. We have narrow pathway, tread thoughtfully. Desert passage, trust there's a divine plan. A lot of desert energy. Then we have cleansing waters, purification activates vibrant life force. So there is a releasing and a surrendering energy in December for you, my Aries. Feel emotional too, but also you're letting go, you're releasing. I feel like with the desert energy, because deserts tend to be very hot, dry, sometimes barren, not always barren of life, but it may seem monotonous, it may seem mundane, it may seem repetitive. And you may have felt, why am I going through this again? But I feel like you, again, like I mentioned earlier, there's divine support and energy behind all of this, because you figured out this lesson where now you're not going to repeat that cycle anymore. And I feel strongly it has to do with your self-worth. You deserve better than this BS. You're asserting yourself and your boundaries. It doesn't have to translate into anything dramatic like a Western movie where they all go, what are those shutter things? They all go through the shutters, and then there's I heard spin off, but that's not the right word. Guys, I'm losing my words here. Fight off. There's nothing like a dual energy that I'm getting, but I feel like you're being taken through, it's like a space in between, maybe a liminal space. And you may feel a little bit of fear, a little bit of uncertainty. You may feel lost, akin to the desert. So you're being asked, this is a time to really trust yourself, to really trust in something bigger than you, in the divine, because there's something bigger happening. We got Ace of Coins, like I mentioned, and I feel like you don't see that. And you generally don't until you start seeing those little glimmers, those little nuggets start popping through. I also feel like this energy is speaking to taking care of yourself. And this taps into what you've learned, the spiritual lesson that you learned that we got with the Judgment card at the bottom of the deck. Excuse me. Yes. There's a releasing energy here. Perhaps this taps into the Venus conjunct South Node transit that we have happening this week. Or I should say the week of November 27th to December 3rd, because I'm filming this week too. But you may watch it a little bit later. But there's a general energy here of you're releasing patterns, self-limiting beliefs that no longer serve you. And that can mean staying quiet, allowing people to trespass your boundaries, putting up with BS, with toxicity. And a lot of it had to do with, well, how much do you love yourself, and what are you going to do to change this? In other words, what kind of boundaries are you going to put? What are you going to say or do in terms of action to get yourself out of this situation? There's an energy of relaxation here, of cleansing. I feel like your soul is purifying all of this. There's a form of transmutation happening. Water may be especially helpful. I feel like some of you may express this through when you're very angry. Ever have the feeling when you're super angry, you just start crying? It's like that. Some of you may benefit from experiencing or recreating or creating a spa-like environment at your home. So taking a long shower or a bath, it's tapping into all your senses here. Because I feel like this is the energy that you may have been treading or you may be feeling, especially as you pivot and experience this, because everyone's on different timelines. And I feel like some of you simply want to rest, want to relax. And there's an embodiment of sensualizing all parts of your senses, like the feel, touch, sight, sound, what brings you comfort, what soothes you. I'm also hearing with the desert passageway, it was when something is like too dry and it's barren, there's no life force energy, because we have life force here. So you weren't meant to go down this route, because some of you would have repeated another cycle, or potentially you would have experienced this type of energy here. There's something like limiting about it. And I feel strongly this has to do with your beliefs, like I mentioned, at the very core as well. Some of you are simply shifting what you thought was possible and what you believed about yourself. Let's continue forward and get some astrology cards. I said that weird. I said astrology. What else do my Aries need to know? We got 10th house reputation. Look at this. It says career, responsibilities, achievement, competence, fame, notoriety, standing, authority figures, legacy, purpose, pinnacle, the patriarchy, empire. So this confirms some of what I've said. This could concern any of those themes: career, profession, public image, reputation, leadership as well. Check out where the 10th house is in your chart, what sign rules over it, if there's any planets, because it'll also add to the energy. And particularly if there's any big transits that are affecting you for this month in December. 10 also speaks to completion. Again, some of you are completing a big cycle around your self-worth. You've up-leveled yourself. You've changed your worth. You're looking for a strong foundation. You're looking to build. And some of you are not going to build on barren, dry land, right? If you're feeling something is off about it, because there's a heightened energy here about tapping into what you're feeling, into your intuition, you're moving on. For many of you, this may have to do with work. At the bottom of the deck, we have Neptune, dreams, and Pluto, transformation. Neptune also governs over spirituality, transcendence. So a huge spiritual lesson for my Aries here. Huge, I feel. You're taking your energy and you're putting it towards what provides value, who values you as well, and the type of people and the environment that nurtures this. We're going to pull from the Awakened Soul Oracle and see what other messages. Anything else my Aries need to know for December? Okay, we got devotion. There's a dancer on here. Bottom of the deck, we have healing. I feel like this has to do a lot with trust. I'm getting heavy Capricorn energy with you, not just because of the Devil card we saw at the bottom of the deck. There's something Capricornian here, where some of you may have been working a long time or have been part of this work environment, this pattern it could be, but also relationship. And this is also bringing up the point of valuing yourself when you're devoted, not just to yourself, but to your craft, to what it is that you're being called to do, to explore, to follow. There's hard work that's involved. This is very Saturnian energy too. There's an energy of taking time to build. You're like, okay, I know I need to maybe complete this goal. Let's work back and see what I need to do each day and break that down, and then each hour, etc. There's a methodical energy here that you're being asked to put forward towards what you want to pivot towards. Some of you, it has to do with 10th house related issues like I mentioned before. I'll put the card up so you can see the thingies at the bottom, the words. I hope you can read them. But I feel like this situation is pivoting you towards where you can put your energy towards, because it's opening up that space. It's as if you've been carrying in your suitcase so much crap, and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna unload these books, these clothes, all this crap. And you have space now in your suitcase. In that same vein in your life, you have now a positive vacuum that you're going to fill with something positive. In other words, something that you want to continue building a strong foundation in. And there's a person here, so this could also speak to building stronger foundations, building with someone else, collaborating with someone else. It could be a business, a creative project, a relationship. Some of you, this has been a wake-up call, or will serve as a wake-up call on, wait, what do I really want? And what do I expect in relationships? Because some of this is bringing up that the foundations that you existed in before were not firm. There was no level of trust, loyalty, devotion. Perhaps it was one-sided as well. Okay, we're going to get a final oracle message card. I'm saying a lot of things kind of weird. And I'm going to pull one card for advice. What final advice does the universe have for my Aries, please? Thank you. And we're going to get an oracle card. This is Archangel Michael. I think it's called Sword of the Light. I hope so. Otherwise, I just made up my own name. Thank you. Okay, we have the Lovers. Speaking of, after seeing this card, right? We got the Lovers. Gemini energy. This is a number 6. Interesting, since we just recently had the full moon in Gemini. And you got 44. You will manifest what you need. Express gratitude as if your plans have already come to pass. Trust that your angels are bringing you the assistance you need. Mentioned earlier again, and I won't repeat it, but there's an energy here of surrendering, trusting the divine. And you got that here. Trust there's a divine plan. Trust that your angels are bringing you the assistance that you need. For some of you, where it took so long maybe to secure this job or to change a certain belief or to be in a relationship where you've put in work and you've tried, you may feel like, oh my gosh, like what do I do? What's going to happen now? I have to go back to square one. And you're not, because you've just up-leveled in your own spiritual journey. The Lovers here speaks of harmony and balance. You may have intrinsically felt something was off or continue to feel off about a job or relationship. even your own mindset, you're like, why am I feeling this way if I should be feeling happy or joyful or content or whatever other emotion that's coming to mind? And your advice, excuse me, the universe's advice to you, or your advice, I should say more directly, is about coming into balance with yourself. This speaks to also self-love. For many of you, realizing that and saying, I'm pulling the plug on this shit. It's taking back your power. It's also an act of taking back different forms of like energy drainage that just sucked you dry. So it's putting it back towards you. That in effect, when you start putting your energy on yourself, taking care of yourself, going after what you want, and this doesn't have to mean big, grand gestures. It could mean, you know what, maybe for today I'm going to do a few minutes of journaling, and then I'm going to work out, and then maybe drink a little glass of water, whatever it is. It's simply heading in that direction you want to go towards. The universe is letting you know you're supported because you've learned this. You finally realized, hey, I've learned this lesson. And this, the energy here is not judgmental. It's not like the universe is saying, what took you so long? Why didn't you learn this sooner? There's none of that. It's the universe is simply celebrating. The universe saw all the Aries down here and they're like, yes, yes, they got it. And they're celebrating with you. So if you're feeling like a liminal space, like, oh, what do I do now? You know exactly what to do. This is about taking care of yourself, putting in that energy and towards your next step, because you are going to get something even bigger than you realize. I feel like it's going to be a gift, a huge blessing that you never anticipated. When people leave, what's coming to mind is when people are fired from a job, laid off, or they have to quit unexpectedly, like 2 weeks later, or they find the most amazing job, which with better pay, or they're like, you know what, I'm creating my own job, I'm creating my own business, and they find success really quickly, however they define it. Same thing with relationships. Ever read accounts of people where they're like, I wasn't looking for love, but then I went on the airplane and I met my life partner sitting next to me, or in the bathroom, or where. It's this type of energy. An incoming unexpected blessing, opportunity, and gift is coming for you. My Aries, I hope this reading has helped. I'm excited. I feel like there's a lot of light that's coming for you all because of the work you've done. If this has helped and resonated in any way, comment down below. Let me know what's going on. I'd love to hear what's happening. And I always just simply love engaging with you all. But if this has helped in any way, I would so appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. That's the best way to support my channel, especially as it's growing. And I thank you for being here. I hope you have an amazing rest of the month. I'll see you soon. Take care.